Hey guys, welcome to Amy's Autopsy Report. My name's Amy, and this video is going to be a review for the film Grandma's House. Nico Mastorakis' Grandma's House. This is a 1989 film. Nico Mastorakis actually produced this film. It was directed by, what's his name? Peter Rader. And I'm not familiar with that name. I can't think of anything Peter Rader has directed offhand. I know films that Nico Mastorakis has done have been The Zero Boys, The Island, and I know there are others I'm leaving out, but this is a film from 1989. This is the VHS tape. I'm not sure this exists on DVD. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it's available on DVD. Here's the back of it. Academy Entertainment is the tape company that released this one. Okay, let's get started to the basic plot. Nico Mastorakis oftentimes has a lot of twists in his movies, and this one's no exception. The basic plot is these two kids, it opens up with them at their parents' funeral, or their mother's funeral. But they have no parents left. So they're at their parents' funeral, their parents have died, and they are now forced to go live with their grandparents. So, of course, they get to their grandparents' house. It's as if they haven't been there recently, or had many long visits in recent times, because they're kind of commenting, oh, you've grown a lot, and this and that, and so they get there, and they get settled into their rooms and everything, and they start to, of course, see a lot of suspicious things going on. They believe that their grandpa is trying to kill some woman that appears, and they believe that he's trying to kill her, and so all these weird things are happening. And I'm going to leave it at that, because this film has a couple of good twists in it that I actually really enjoyed, and I if you see this film, or if, I don't know, maybe you can rent this or stream it or something. I don't want to ruin the twists for you. I will say that when I was watching this, when it first started and everything, I felt like M. Night Shyamalan really tried to rip this movie off a lot with The Visit. Now, The Visit was a completely different story, but I could definitely see that, this film had some influence on what he was doing. Of course, I thought that movie was not terrible, but I am disappointed in M. Night Shyamalan's films pretty much every time I go see them. So I'm not going to bother seeing any more of his films. I thought that The Visit had the most potential to be an amazing film if he had executed it in less of a comedic way. Instead, he chose this weird comedic stuff, and it was just, I was really irritated by how it went about it, because the way it was marketed was completely different than what it actually was. So anyway, that's that movie. We're talking about this one. So things I liked about this film. I like the whole premise. I like the whole premise of kids being taken care of by their grandparents, and then something happening and things going on that they're afraid of. Because when you think of grandparents, generally, you think of innocent elderly couple, baking cookies, knitting, stuff like that. You don't think about, that's like one of the most innocent things to, turn bad, so to speak, is grandparents. So I like that idea, because it's also not something that's done a lot. So I always feel like it's a nice fresh take on a different type of film, horror film. I like the premise. Visually, it was a nicely filmed movie. There were a lot of good shots, a lot of dolly and tracking shots that looked amazing. Sometimes I think people forget how to use a dolly and don't utilize it enough in films, in my opinion. Or when they do, it's just kind of thrown in there. But this one really had some nice shots, some nice tracking shots that actually revealed into establishing shots. And, I'm not sure everyone will notice that kind of thing. I noticed that stuff. The music was well done. The score was well done. And you know, the acting, of course, was great. Brinke Stevens was also in this, and she's been in a ton of movies. Things I didn't like about the movie. It was definitely a film where, like, you're not going to have gore in this movie. There wasn't any gore. It was a lot more like a suspense thriller, but an effective one. So I was hoping for like a lot more gore in this film, but there really wasn't. So that was something I kind of had hoped it would have been different. I thought the direction of the film was great. I thought the acting was so well done that it really pushed the way the execution of the story well, where sometimes you have these actors and they're not very good, and so they don't execute the twists and things properly, which was well done in this film, but that's not something I don't like. So I didn't like the fact that there was no gore in it. I didn't like the fact that one of the twists I was actually like kind of not happy with. I mean, it wasn't a bad ending or anything. It was a good ending. The twists were good, but the subject matter was not something that, well, nobody really likes that subject matter, I guess. Anyway, it's hard to voice my opinion on that without giving things away, so I'm just going to leave that out. Overall, I really like this film. I think if you get the opportunity to rent it, you should. It's suspenseful, it's got great music, the acting's well done, the story is great, it has some great twists in it, and overall, I liked the film a lot. So I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 5. I think that, you know, if you're looking for something with hardcore gore in it, you're not going to like this one. But definitely give it a shot if you get the opportunity. Maybe not buy it, you know, but I thought it was well done. It was eons better than M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. Eons. But at this point, that's not hard to do because, frankly, I have disliked every single movie he's done. So, there you have it. Grandma's House, Nico Mastorakis. And if I ever get a chance to meet Brinke Stevens at a convention, I may take this slip box and have her sign it because she was excellent in this movie. Yeah, check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. I am super happy I have this in my collection on VHS. And that's it for this video. If you like this review, give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you've seen Grandma's House, let me know what you think of it. That's it. I will catch you in the next video.